Are you watching Heartland?
Uh, yes, hon, I do watch Heartland, okay? And for those who don't know what that show is, I mean, it's been around for a long time. I actually don't know if it's still running, but it's gone at least 10 years or more because I'm on season 9. Okay, so, even before I met you, I was a bachelor, an adult, watching a 9-year-old girl show about horses. Okay? Where might you find this show? Well, probably ABC Family. And, it's on Prime. That's where I picked it up.
It's too innocent for Disney.
Possibly, yes. So basically the show is just about a girl who, she's like the main star. I don't know, there's a lot of stars in the show, but who trains horses, right? And takes on all these different types of things. And within that, there's like a big family on this kind of horse ranch farm deal and all the funny stories that happen with that. So it's kind of small town. It's up in Canada. I think they're supposed to be like outside of Calgary a little ways. But it's beautiful country, right? So you see the mountains and all the, just ranch land and gorgeous, right?
Was that the initial draw for
right.
you?
So what is the draw? Yeah, I was like looking, still am for years, like maybe consider the farm life, but no, to live on land, as you've probably heard if you listen to this, this series. But that like drew me, and I just wanted to see beauty, and it was really about that. And I was like, oh my gosh, as I started watching it at first, I'm like, I can't watch this. This is for like 10-year-olds, But I'm sure there's a lot of adults that do watch it, and it's clean, okay? It's not religious, but it's totally clean. There's nothing like, I wouldn't say there's really anything wrong with the show that so they do a great job there. You could definitely, obviously, watch it with your family. A family show you could actually watch with your family, right?
There aren't even any innuendos.
Right. Yeah, nothing inappropriate, in that regard. So really good. But yeah, just love the nature. The horses are beautiful. I always think about, maybe I'll get a horse or two. This is going back a year or so. Anyhow, it's taken me probably, I don't know, maybe 5 years now. I've been watching it on and off, right? And I'm only on season 9. I mean, it's still a lot of eps I've gotten through, but that's how much I watch TV. It's like 20 minutes here, then I don't watch it for months. And then I pick it up like, I don't know, in the springtime. So, do you have a problem with me watching Heartland? Is that not manly enough for you?
Okay. It's not that it's not manly, okay? I appreciate your integrity that, like, a true man doesn't want to watch garbage, right? Mm. And I feel like that part, it seems to me from an outsider's perspective, that's part of the draw, too. Like, as you mentioned, it's clean. You don't have to deal with all this other crud that a lot of other shows have. So in that regard, it truly is manly. I must say, compared to like your hockey that you watch,
right,
it is a little surprising.
Okay, I don't know. I'm putting up a big show here, but I know this is ridiculous. And if my guy friends actually listen to this podcast, they would probably have a nice hoot. And it is definitely straight up. I'm gonna say it, guys. It's girly, and I just go for it anyways. Because again, the nature, the seasonal, the beauty. That's kind of the draw for me. Do I get into the storylines? Yeah, there is some humor. You got some guys in there, like the grandpa is pretty funny, and
and he's manly.
Happen.
There are manly elements.
And another thing is they have this like classic GMC truck, right? And I have a 50 Chevy that looks pretty similar to it. So I'm like, it's got it all going on. It's got the farmland, the ranch, all the beauty. It's a clean show, and then you got this truck in there. There's like real draw to that, right? So again, I have to sort of like, there's been episodes, especially when I first started the series, like I had to kind of like, force myself along a little bit, but you start to learn the characters and you get a little bit more into it. This is probably why it's taking me this many years to watch that many eps, because I go through periods where I'm like, I prefer like action series like Burn Notice or 24, but there's only so much of that. So I'm always looking for a new one. We just watched Jack Reacher, that was pretty good, but...
Are there any other shows like Heartland that you are interested in?
Other not so, I'm going to lift 300 pounds shows.
Yes.
I mean, I can get pretty girly, I guess. No, I'm trying to think. In my past, I'm sure I've watched some silly, you're looking for anything to watch sometimes, and you get into these like, especially like, I don't watch many maybe comedy movies, dramas, romance comedies. There we go.
Rom-com.
Rom-com. That's how long it took me to get that word together. but I've watched a few here and there, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. You know, I don't really watch that stuff too much, but if you want to stumble onto one, though, it's the Hallmark Channel, right?
Oh, my
This,
gosh.
as we all know, is a classic topic of conversation. Do men watch Hallmark? Do women watch Hallmark? Who's watching Hallmark? And what are you trying to get out of a Hallmark movie?
Okay, so the only people I knew that watched Hallmark was actually one person, my grandma. She also watched Lifetime and the oldies like Lucille Ball and stuff like that.
Right. So, yeah, my mom watches a lot of Hallmark. Friends do, too. You know, and it's a major industry, right? So there's so many people watching like Lifetime, these type of networks, right? So they've gotten much bigger. You can see the production's gone up. You know, it's not as, well, it's still cheesy, but it's not as, you know, I don't know, cheap maybe?
They have some Hallmark stars. Like now, like they try to get people like, who was it? Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell was on one. So they try to get like
Cameron,
people who at least used to be stars.
Candace Cameron Bure, is that her name?
Oh.
From Full House.
Yeah, she's a
star,
She's a big Hallmarker. Yeah. And, you know, so they're not like your, I don't know. I don't even know any famous actresses right now. So I'll go back a few years. They're not your Jennifer Aniston or whatever's, but hot list Hollywood stars. But
I think it's growing, you know. I think it's growing, and I think millions are watching this. And
Angelina Jolie, that's who I was trying to figure out. See, I don't even know these really famous people.
Yeah. But here's the deal. The Hallmark. Okay. So around Christmas, this is the classic, right? You're looking for Christmas movies, and who does it? You know, I mean, I think like ABC has 25 Days of Christmas or something like that.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, I don't know. But
and Christmas in July and Christmas
in
February and Christmas. Anyways,
too much. Okay. But yeah, Hallmark nails it, right? From November 1st on or something like this. Constant Christmas movies. So is there any real value in these movies?
Okay, so I've watched a few with you. I can honestly say I didn't ever really watch them ever before dating you, but I watched a few, and is there value? Not for me personally. There are some pretty scenes, like you know, you like the lights. They always have like cute Christmas cookies that you really want to eat, and people have cute sweaters. But beyond that, I don't see any value, but apparently a lot of other people do.
Yeah, and that's
what are you going for there?
Right. That's where I'm like, you know, I get that it's Christmas and you want to hear music and you want to watch a good Christmas movie, and there's only so many to go around. So you go to the channel that always has something on, but it just feels very plastic, you know?
It does. Everything's so perfect. Everything is like, the story always works out, and I just don't. Yeah. I don't like that kind of. There's the cheese element.
Right. And I don't want to knock, like, because it's usually pretty clean, that channel, which is good.
Oh, yeah.
There's some perks to it. And I get it. Like, a lot of people just throw it on as more like background. You know, I mean, you can get into the movies, I guess. But, you know, that's a good channel for that. It's clean. You can throw it on. It's, you know, you could jump in and out of the storyline while you're busy with your chores. Like, I think there's some good to that. But, yeah, the depth level was always questionable. Now, we're not trying to knock the writers and what their goals are. I don't know what their goals are. But you never really get to the ultimate value, you know. And where are we going here? Okay, so this is more of a Christian show, us. Where it's kind of like the idea of like Christmas Without Christ. You know, like that's where I eventually wind up in any of these like Hallmark type movies, you know. And it's like, and it's always like love. I'm like, Christmas isn't really about relationships, like love. It's not a wedding season. You know, like
that's a good point.
It's always like a guy and a girl, and I get that's a draw, right? But that doesn't make it right. Like every movie's about, oh, it's gonna be Christmas, and then I'm gonna fall in love. I'm like, this is not the reason for Christmas. Like this isn't how we should promote Christmas. It's not even hitting near the mark, you know? Like they've turned this into like, well, we got to feel something. And again, I'm not knocking the writers. This is just kind of what I take from it on my own, and it could be wrong, but this is the impression I get. Like, oh, we must feel something good at Christmas. Well, we don't want to confess a belief in God who came down to save us through his son. You know, that's what Christmas is. But we do want to feel something. We like feelings. And what do humans feel like the most? What do humans feel the most? They feel, you know, relationship love, right? Which is a good thing in itself, without a doubt.
Right.
But to try to make this like the pinnacle, the star, the target, the bullseye of Christmas is like, dude, this is empty. Like I could get a relationship in May. You know, it doesn't have to be December 25th. You know,
Right.
Like, I need more.
And I think what it also does, like, it makes people who don't have a relationship, like, it kind of feeds the
empty feel.
the emptiness.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I really want
Holidays.
that, and I can kind of try to get that through this show, but it's really not like satisfying. And so I find that kind of a danger. It's almost like listening to like constant love songs.
Yes. Especially when you're single. I mean, I had many years of that, and I remember that. And there was times where I'm like, I gotta not listen to certain songs. I'm like, this isn't healthy. This isn't the way to like engage in these feelings, you know. And you start to go in that mind wander. But yeah, if you're watching shows 24/7 of people falling in love, Mr. Perfect, who really doesn't exist, except for
I think I found Mr. Perfect.
No, Mr. Perfect over here. He smells. He sweats. I was at church today. I was wearing sandals. My feet were sweating. All right, they don't put that on Hallmark. Hey, babe, you want to go to? Well, they wouldn't go to church. Do you want to go to a Sunday brunch with me? My feet are sweaty. Give me the real man. All right?
You didn't put that on your profile.
Sweats much in the toe region. Don't touch it. It's all slimy.
No foot massages for this one.
Oh, shoot.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Close to Mr. Perfect, but Hallmark doesn't have close to Mr. Perfect. Hallmark often has like 2 or 3 different Mr. Perfects that people are trying to figure out which Mr. Perfect to go for. And I'm like, who has that many options of Mr. Perfect?
Does
or
anyone
Mrs.
work?
Oh, right. And that's another thing you always comment on. Like, how does that person live in this cute little like mountain town on that career, which we all know doesn't make that much
tough.
of a salary.
I struggle. I mean, okay, it's snowed before. Like, I've seen snow on a sunny day, you know, where you get a cloud and there's some snow, but it's always snowing in California where they film these things on a sunny day. I'm just like, I can't do this.
Right.
Okay, but that's just Christmas, and this happens all year round, even when they're not doing Christmas movies, right? I don't really watch this channel very much. I think Christmas is about the most I'll have it on because I'm looking for something Christmassy, but again, I can only take so much where I'm like, I got to shut this down, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't really know what they do the rest of the year, but my mom does have it on, so I know there's a lot of love stories still going on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just like, St. Patrick's Day love stories. Of course, the Valentine love stories. Flag Day love stories.
Flag Day.
Cupcake Day love stories.
I mean, I think you're right, because I do remember, like, during Christmas, they would promote, like, winter love stories that would be happening in January, you know. Not very Christmas themed, but a lot of ski mountains and things like this. Oh, my goodness.
It's the same movie, just without the sweaters.
So... Where have we come with all this?
It's hard to find a show that like isn't cheesy, that gives you what you want and what you're looking for. And I think what we're looking for, like for instance, we're looking for something that matches the season. We're looking for something that has some depth, that has, some good feelings, but like more than just like shallow commercial feelings. We're looking for beauty. We're looking for interesting characters. But it's so hard to find that's clean. Yeah.
And that comes back to Heartland. I think it has that element. I mean, clearly we're looking for entertainment. That's like a show where my brain is fried from the day. I just throw it on. I got nothing left. Like, I can't even read a book at this point. I probably shouldn't even have the TV on. But no, it's just like simple, easy, not think hard type entertainment. And that has a place, And this show, like Heartland, I would say is deeper than these Lifetime movies that I've kind of seen here and there. Again, not knocking those movies. I'm really not. Like, I think there's a place for that, but you just got to be careful, just like with love songs, or, what's our aim? What's our focus? And, I don't really know what the intention is of the authors. And if it's just simple entertainment, so be it. But hopefully if, people who watch it aren't damaged or misguided by like, wow, there's no God behind all this. There's no creator, no savior. There's just relationships. It's like an idol, right? Love, human love. Like, that's a beautiful thing. But this kind of love, like, it's just like they make it like this is the thing you live for. This is your forever. No, you're going to die. It's not going to be your forever. There's no marriage in heaven, by the way.
Right.
There will be love and unity. But, what I mean? It's just like we got to, like, look at the bigger picture here.
Right. Relationships shouldn't consume I shouldn't say relationships, but romantic relationships shouldn't consume, like, our life as the way that a lot of times these shows are portrayed, that, like, oh, everything culminates to this whatever. You might not even be called to marriage, like, or whatever. But anyways, yeah, I hear what you're saying on that point. Mm-hmm.
And Heartland, you know, it does have, like I said, I was going there, but it has more depth to it. There are stories. There's like real drama, challenges. Like, I think it's a good family show. Literally, like I was just telling my wife here, you know, Melissa.
That's me.
Yeah. Like when we have a kid or kids, where I would literally like think that would be a good show to throw on with the family, because it's not just complete shallowness. Like, there's real story and there's beauty to it, you know. But I do wish there was like the element of religion. That would be like the top. And I get it. Like most shows in the world are not going to go that route, but that would add the final touch to it. But nonetheless, the show like almost like hovers around real life values and stuff. And well, they do. They touch real life values, you know, and family and the importance of that. And so I think there's a lot of depth there that you don't really see like maybe in a Lifetime type movie.
That's really good. Now, can I pose another, like, a question to you? Like, so I was listening to the radio the other day, and someone, the host was, yeah, I listened to the radio, by the way. The host said that he and his family watches a certain series, and I wanted to see if you'd be interested in this. I don't know how much of a Star Trek fan you are. Would you watch that with the family?
I've never watched an episode in my life. Something just turns me away. Okay, again, many viewers probably love Star Trek. It's huge for a reason. I probably should give it a shot, but something's always turned myself and my brother, by the way, away from that.
Okay, I've never watched an episode. I just know that I've seen my grandma when she was alive. God rest her soul. She would have it on every once in a while, and I would just be like, oh my God, not again, these weird costumes and outfits. Yeah. But yeah, it's hard to find a family-friendly show, and like, I don't know what we would do, but maybe I might have to default to Star Trek, because I don't know what else.
I think that stuff is clean. You know, maybe it's the 80s corniness and stuff that pushed me away, the weirdness. You know, I was a kid that age. That pushed me away. Obviously, I have friends that liked it. But yeah, if we were to literally sit here and go, I mean, I think the Home Improvements are classics. You know,
they have some things. What I don't like about them, though, is that there's a lot of like anti-wife, anti-woman, like woman is baggage message, which I don't like. And I even picked that up as a kid sometimes, like, or not a kid, but like in middle school. So I didn't like those types of jokes, because I don't find those types of jokes
But
funny.
Isn't he joking?
Yeah, but I don't think that's appropriate joking. Because sometimes, I mean, because jokes do like, any words do have power, and like you can't be overly sensitive, and I get it. But like when people are saying jokes against like one of the most sacred relationships, that's what I don't like that.
Yeah, I could see where you are with that. I think it is in the beholder, like what's the intention? And I don't think Tim Allen there is at all really meaning to knock women. Like, that's the joke part of it. Like, this would never be true. But I get, like, you could joke in other ways.
You can joke. But Jill is also portrayed as this naggy woman who isn't as hot as the Heidi Tool lady, and is
I don't want to comment on her physical
well, that's how she's portrayed, right? And so it's like they put that out there without saying it. Then they have the jokes about wives. So that's why I'm like,
it's okay. Maybe I don't really know what I have to watch something you're pertaining to. I don't remember all the details of the show, but yeah, always got to be careful. But other than Home Improvement, Last Man Standing, you know, his latest round, Tim Allen, probably a little bit too adult, honestly. I don't think kids would really get much of that show, and a little bit political.
You're just going to have to do some Disney, babe. That's just what it's coming down to, with the singing and the dancing, some Broadways, not all Broadways, but you might have to listen to some musicals and watch some Disney shows.
Wow. God rest my soul.
So I guess we have to throw this back to you, our beloved audience. What shows do you watch with your family? Like, what have you found that is clean, that is safe, that is not like corny, that's good entertainment, and high quality? Please share with us. Let us know. We're first-time parents. We want to have something good and entertaining and fun. So we are going to need all the advice that you have for us. So Heartland, thank you for being the show that you are.
Can I live on your ranch? Thanks.
Just let me live on your movie set. I'll be happy with your movie set.
Well, I think that's what I'm saying. I think the ranch is their movie set. Whatever the case is, may I ride your horses?
He just wants to shake his mane like those horses.
I'm going to write them a letter. Hi, I'm probably your oldest viewer or the most muscle mass. And can I ride your horses?
I really liked the short pony I saw in season 9, episode
17.
They're really cute. And I like the cowboy hats. I am a size such and such.
All right, cowgirl. That's a wrap.
Giddy up.